let me introduce myself. Hi, I am Mafe, and I am a senior designer here at Avocademy. I am a product designer, UX, UI designer, and I've been designing for about 12 years. I started as a graphic designer, and 5 years ago, I started transitioning to UX, UI. And ever since, I've had the pleasure of working with many companies and teams working in amazing products that have been the highlight of my life. I really am very passionate about this UX UI field, my job. So I've had a ton of privilege working with so many extraordinary people, teams, and products. And I'm also from Colombia, South America. And I am here, as I was mentioning earlier, in Southern California, where it's raining today a lot, but it's good, good for the plants, good for the soils. And the other thing that I'm very, very passionate about, besides apparently talking about the weather, it's I feel like I'm an educator. I really have a strong, strong passion for UX, UI, for design. And I love to share this with as many people as possible. I love to share tips and tricks and help people also understand the field, the industry we're in, and basically just gather. I love to share a lot of things so you can also thrive as designers. So that is basically who I am, my introduction for today. And without further ado, let's get started with today's activity, which I hope you guys enjoy. So today we have the very first edition of Avocademy's design games. And today we're going to test our design skills. And the idea is for you guys to feel what it's like to be a UX UI designer and experience it firsthand. So what we're going to do basically is we together, you guys and me, we are going to design a bank app home screen. So we're going to put all our design skills to test to be able to design like this home screen. Before we jump right into design properly, what sets us apart, UX UI designers, is that we take into account the center of our design. It's the user. So typically we would go and we would research who is the user. We would try to find a lot of things to empathize with them. So here I am presenting you guys with our user. So basically a user persona represents a fictional user that it's guiding us to create the design and meet their needs. So in a real life scenario, we would have probably conducted several interviews, and out of all those interviews, we would distill all the information and we would create this user persona. So in this case, I would love to introduce you to Angelina. So Angelina is a business admin, and she lives in Portland, Oregon, also West Coast. She's married and she's 38. And something very important that we should know about Angelina is that her goals. So what are her goals in terms, obviously, of finance? She wants to travel to Spain. She's a world traveler. She loves to go and see the world, and she wants to travel to Spain. Additionally, hi, Michaela just joined. Welcome, welcome. Hi, Amai. Welcome, welcome, everyone. Welcome. I'm very happy you guys are joining us today. So in recap, we are going to build an application, the home application for a website, and we are talking about the user persona. I'm sorry, I'm pronouncing terribly your name. Milika is joining us from Houston, and Amani is joining us from Washington as well. We also have Angel from Washington. So we have a ton of people from the West Coast. It's my pleasure you guys are here. So obviously, if you guys have any questions throughout this process, please let me know. But this is a very, very interactive exercise. Hi, Troy. Welcome, welcome. Hey, joining from LA today. It's the day we are pulling out our umbrella. So, welcome, you guys, everyone. We are reviewing the user persona before jumping into the design because we really want to make sure we are empathizing and making sure that we are designing for someone, having someone in mind. So, as I was saying, if you guys have questions, please let me know. This is going to be a very interactive presentation. You guys need to participate. So I hope that we have a very open chat today. So Angelina's goals is to travel to Spain to increase her credit score. She's looking forward to buying a house and basically increasing her assets. So she needs to have a very solid credit score. And she's her goal is to save $500 for an investment. So those are her goals. But what are her needs? What does Angelina needs? So she needs to have money visibility. She also needs to have payment reminders because unfortunately, sometimes she forgets to pay her credit cards and she has an impact on her credit score. So as we mentioned, she wants to increase her credit. So paying on time, it's really important for her. And she also needs to have traveling benefits. She wants to travel the world. So for her, it's really important to have her traveling benefits. But where is Angelina struggling? So she struggles in overspending, especially when she gets that paycheck, right? Just deposit. She gets very happy and sometimes she overspends. So she suffers from that. It's one of her pains. As I touched a little bit earlier, she sometimes forgets to pay her credit cards on time. So obviously not ideal. And another thing that she struggles sometimes is not knowing what is her account balance. And briefly, her interests are traveling, are preparing for retirement. So she's a visionary. She knows that she has to save and to have a good, a healthy finances for a good retirement. And she wants to increase her assets exactly in that same purpose. So this is the person we are going to be designing for. Based on this, we need to think about some features we have to offer our users in our application, right? So this is a mixture between our research with our user persona and the industry standards. So here we have that she wanted to have more visibility, right? So here we have money visibility. So we need to have credit card overview. We need to have account balance overview. It would be great if we could have a spending tracker and visibility over the credit score. So those are very catering to our users specifically. We need to have notifications. So credit card payment reminders, very important. She mentioned that this is a great pain point, right? Visibility of what are the credit card minimum payments. Also, when we are designing, we have to keep in mind the user, but also the business. So for the business, something that we should include is the facility to request new products. So we want to help Angelina grow, but we also want to sell her more bank products. So we should have visibility over requesting a new product. And both for the bank and for Angelina, we should have security alerts. As my bank frequently reminds me, fraud is in the air. So definitely security, it's important. So we should have those notifications. Also, benefits. She mentioned she wants to travel, so we should be able to give her quick access to benefits. And inside those benefits, points tracker, benefit options, benefit list. And industry standard account, we should have the profile, some settings, notifications as well, and help. Help, it's really important in a bank application because you may not know where something is and you need to do a transaction. So help, it's really important. So we just covered basically the UX portion of the exercise, the user experience. Now, Let's go to the UI, to the user interface, to the design. So this is where this presentation becomes really interactive, and I encourage you to please jump into the chat and let me know what are your options. So first of all, let's select our colors. So I'm going to show you these 3 options, and in the chat, please select which option do you think it's the best color. So the first option is here, retro chic. The second option we have here is money green. And the third option is silver business. I am going to show them again so you can see and feel which one would be the best color combination. So we have retro chic. We have money green. And we have silver business. So please jump in the chat. Thank you for participating. So here we have money green. We have one silver business. We also have another silver business. Anyone else? Anyone else who wants to? I'm going to show them again so you can see. Retro chic, money green, and silver business. Erin also says silver business. So let's see. The best alternative, unlike the other options, is, as many of you saw, silver business. Angel also said silver business. And you guys are absolutely right. And the reason why silver business is a best choice is because, first and foremost, the colors have a good contrast. So color contrast is that if you have, for example, this blue over here against this like light gray background, the blue pops, like you're able to see this blue color very well. Here, the retro chic, you can see that these 2 colors, that combination doesn't offer a great contrast. The second reason why, it's because the colors are accessible. So as designers, we should have every user in mind, even those that have visual impairments. So for example, a person that doesn't see all the colors well, we need to make sure that even though some colors are not necessarily, they won't see the exact same color, they are going to be able to see that they are different. So these colors are accessible. They offer enough contrast so that they are properly accessible. Another reason why, it's because these colors properly represent the industry. So even though money green is very related to finance, right? Usually banks need to project a very sober image. So we are not going to see flashy colors in banking applications. You are going to see these colors a ton more in, for example, gaming or entertaining, because that is like the nature of those businesses. But banking tends to be more sober, like more, like toned down. So typically you will see grays, blues, blacks across the financial banking industry. And finally, the silver business follows the rules of harmony. So there are colors that that naturally are harmonious, and even though you're not a designer, it doesn't matter. You can see when some colors are more harmonious than others. So for example, retro chic, it's not very harmonious, and you can see, and out of the bat you can feel uncomfortable with that color choice because it's not harmonious. So we are exposed constantly to our phones and websites, and usually all this exposure that we have is uses rules of harmony. So we are used, our site is trained to seek that harmony. So that is why the majority was able to to feel that silver business is the best color combination. So yeah, let's see. Now let's go with the typeface. So let's talk about the fonts, the typography, right? Which one is best? So I'm gonna offer you again 3 options, and you guys should take a look really and let me know which one is the best. So the first option is Helvetica. The second option is Diplomata, and I am going to leave it there for a few seconds so you can see and feel if you've ever seen an application that has this font, if you feel comfortable, if it's easy for you to read. And we have here Arizonia. So the same thing. Feel this font. How does it feel? Is it easy to read? Are you comfortable with it? I am going to show you again the options. Helvetica, Diplomata, and Arizonia. So let's see. We have Helvetica over here, also Helvetica over here. Who else? Who else? Who else? Who else? How do you see this? I'm going to go over them again. Helvetica, we have Diplomata, and Arizonia. So majority decided Helvetica, and the answer is indeed Helvetica. Helvetica, and Angel says that Helvetica would likely be the easiest to read for most people, and you are exactly on point. So the reason why Helvetica is the best choice, it's because it's easy to read. That is super important. And think about when we are designing as UX UI, we have to think about our users, that they are having a good experience, and this involves where they are going to be in touch with our product. So in this case, it's going to be a phone, and the screens are usually quite small. So serif fonts, which are like straight like the Helvetica, are easy to read in smaller screens. And also, another important reason why, it's because it's appropriate for the industry. So typically, if you guys have a banking application and you go to it, you're going to see that the fonts most of the time are straight, are sans serif. So that means that they don't have like these decorations. They are very simple because, again, the industry is very sober. So Helvetica is the right choice. So far, we have selected our colors and our fonts. Let's see what's next. It is time to select our header. So we have 3 options over here. Option A, where we have this combination, this set of icons. We have option B, and finally option C. I'm going to give you guys some time to take a closer look to the 3 options, and let me know if you prefer option A, option B, or option C. Which one do you think it's the best? Take your time, take a closer look. Okay, we have Troy. Troy says option A. We have Malika with option A as well. Anyone else? Anyone else? Okay. Malika changed, and option B, it's her choice now. Anyone else? Okay. In this opportunity, the option B is the one. Angel was stuck between A and B. So let's take a closer look. Why B? It's the best option. So we have here that option B because the elements feel consistent. This is a very good approach. So the reason why, it's because all the icons have the same size. Let me see if I can zoom in. Let me just close this for a second so I can brutally zoom in. So you can see here that this calendar, oh God, sorry about that. Where is it? No, I did what I didn't want to do. Okay, here we are. Sorry about that. So here we see that the calendar, it's just a tad bit bigger. And the other reason why, it's because here we see that the icons are easy to understand. So here we have like a building, but what exactly it's this building, what exactly it is, what does it represent? It is not exactly super clear. But option B, as many of you selected, has clear icons. All the icons have the same color, the same size, and typically they are very recognizable. So you can see that this would be help or something like support. This is notifications. We are exposed to this in social media a ton. We are very familiar with this bell and with this little minifigure that represents a user. Option C also has a bigger user. Also, the color, it's just a little bit different. This has a share button. So why would you like to share your financial information? So that would be a red flag, right? That is absolutely something you don't want to do. And we have this telescope. So obviously, what does that mean? So the reason why B is the best is because the icons are consistent, are easy to understand, are also related to things, features, options that we would normally need in a banking application. And they have the same color. So to recap, we have colors, we have the typeface, and we have our header. Now it's time to select the navigation or the tab bar, the one that goes below. So again, we have three options: option A, option B, and option C over here. Let me just fix this because now this is gigantic. There we go. Option A, option B, and option C. I'm going to give you some time to observe them carefully and see which one do you think it's the best option. Take your time. If you guys want me to zoom in, type in the chat zoom in, and I'll zoom in so you can see this closer. So we have option C because it reduces the choice fatigue. Absolutely. We have option C again and option C. Anyone else feels differently? Or do we have consensus? Option C. Angel says it doesn't have too few or too many options. And it's exactly right. Option C is the winner. So the reason why we had an option A1. Okay, so the reason why option A is not the best is because it has too many items. And some of them are very close to each other, almost overlapping. So it's very crowded. Option C, it's not as crowded as option A. And that is what it is a better alternative. Also, option B, it's too few, right? We would be wasting a ton of time, a ton of space, sorry. If we were a bank and we were spending thousands or millions of dollars creating a, Erin also says option C. If we spend hundreds, millions of dollars creating an application, we want to make the most out of the space. So this would be a frank waste of space. So therefore, option C offers the best solution. The options make sense, right? So the icons here, we have like a little dollar with a hand, and that is transactions. We also have like text that supports the icon. So it is kind of clear. So definitely option C. And now it's time to select the home elements. So what goes inside? So I'm going to show you 3 options, and this one, it's the trickiest. You guys have to take a closer look to every single element to discern what is going to be the best option. So this is option A. I'm going to just leave it for a few seconds so you can really see in detail all the elements that it has. This is option B. And finally, option C. I'm going to go over them again slowly. Option A. Think about our user, what we discovered with the user persona, the needs. Is this providing enough information? Let's go to option B. And finally, option C. Okay. Troy shares option A has the most information and the cleanest format. Let's take a look at option A again. Who else? What do you guys think? Angel also goes for option A. Option A as well. Anyone else? Erin, what do you think? Which one do you think it's the best option? Malika, which one do you feel it's the best? Okay. Before we continue, we are in the UX experience industry, right? So your thoughts are very, very important for us. Take 1 second, or I am actually going to drop the link here in our chat to take a very quick survey to let us know how we're doing. If this exercise, this design game, it's fun for you guys. Are you having fun? Do you like the format? How can we improve? So just take a few seconds to scan this code. You can fill it out at the end. It's okay. But your opinion really is important. By completing this survey, you will get a discount of $250 off our foundation scores. So I encourage you to please take a second and scan this or go to the form and let us know your thoughts. So let's continue. The right option was option A, as many of you said. And the reason why, it's because it's very aligned with the research and meets the user needs and the business needs. So let's take a closer look about that statement because it's very, very important. So here we have a credit card overview And here we can see very clearly what this number is about. There was another option where we just had the number and we didn't know what this number represented, right? So this one actually tells us what this number is about. So we have the credit card overview. Over here, we have the account card overview, which is also very important. The spending tracker, and here you can see that this color, it's a little bit green, which tells or like entails that it's positive. This is positive. And here we have a complementary text that says within balance. In other options, we didn't have any explanation of what this was about. We also have the credit score, and here in one option we just said that it's good. It's good, but what is the credit score, right? So that is why this one is also a better option, because we're giving the user all the information. Here we're also telling our user that their credit was up by 2 points, that this means it's good. So we're providing them all the information they need to take action or to understand the information. We also have the credit card payment reminder. Here we can see that we have like an attention sign that tells our users put attention to this particular payment date. We also share the minimum payment, which is important. For the bank, we have the possibility to request a new product. And over here, we ensure that we have very visible the notification center for any security alert. In terms of the benefits, quick access to the benefits. So here in the menu, we have a quick access to the benefits. And we, as designers, because this is like the first view, we could do a few things. If our users scroll down, we could have here another card about the benefits and sharing how many points the account has. And inside this option, we could have more options like the benefit options and benefit list. So for the amount of space, we had to focus on what was really important, and it's how the user is going to handle the money. When we have to make a decision, we have to give that a priority over the benefits, and that's why we have them here, and we could have them down in the screen, but they are anyway, she or they are going to have access to it here. We also have the profile, so this is good. We have settings, so even though it's not visible immediately, another practice, an industry practice, is that when you click on the user, it will take you to all the options, including the settings. So it's not specifically visible, but it is within the navigation. So I'm not going to check it, but it is there. We have the notifications, and very important, we have the help. So for all these reasons, because we took into account our research and we provided the user all the information, is why this is the best design. And also another important thing, I'm just going to use this because it's bigger, the information hierarchy, it's better. What is the information hierarchy? That you highlight the information that you want the user to see, that it's most relevant, but without being too much. So in this case, this is like screaming to the user, this is your card balance, or we don't even know what it is. So that is also not good, because why would you scream that to the user? So keeping a balance between what is and the information, so it's good, and this option provides the better alternative. Do you guys have any question about this particular screen and about our whole process before we move on? If you do, please type it in the chat and I'll be more than happy to answer any question you may have. No? Okay. So this was the exercise. And if you guys have, if you like this, if you guys have passion for this, if you feel like this is something fun that you want to keep exploring, I want to share a few tips in how to become a better designer. So the first tip is to keep practicing. Practice makes perfect. I want to say you've got this. I've seen designers improve dramatically, and I say dramatically, it's dramatically, with doing over and over again, designing one thing, designing the other. So expose yourself and practice a ton. Participate in design challenges. Another thing you can do is sit down with your phone and review your favorite apps and think about what design improvements you would like to see, and go ahead and try to design the improvement you would like to see. You are the user because it's your favorite app. So think about how could you improve it and try to do it. The second advice that I would give you is to observe. So become very observant of your favorite apps and websites. So one thing I love to do, and an exercise that I love to do, and I still do to see what are new trends and things, it's to take a screenshot of the application or the website. And I would then try to and then I would try to basically see how they designed everything and try to replicate it. So what are the fonts they are using, the typefaces, what are the colors, if they are using shadows or not, what is the round corner, like the amount of round corner they have. So that is another thing you guys can do. Another important one, it's basically gather feedback. So expose yourselves, start designing a few things, and then show the designs to people who are close to you, fellow designers. You can search for other designers in LinkedIn and share with them a few of your projects and ask for their feedback. An extra set of eyes can definitely help you gain a broader perspective. And finally, another thing, if you guys feel like you are very passionate about this, is keep or get educated and keep getting educated. Find a trusted source where you can get your information from and learn how to design. Here in Avocademy, our program is really structured so you can learn by doing and become the best designer you can become. So this is it for today. I am very excited to see you, to be able to interact with you. Do you guys have any questions or anything you would like to discuss before we close this event? If you guys also have any question, anything you would like to talk about, like a particularly situation you would like to talk to one of our career advisors, our team, it's more than happy to support you, answer any question. So you can scan that code to open our scheduling calendar. If not, I'm just going to paste it here, the link, in case you want to schedule call with a career advisor and learn if ask any question you may have and keep learning more about this amazing field. Once again, guys, thank you so much for joining. Thank you because you decided to spend this afternoon, night with me. For me, it was a pleasure. I hope you guys enjoyed this activity. Please let us know how this was, and I'm looking forward to see you in our next live event. I hope you guys have the most amazing rest of the week. Bye, guys.